So this is the second time that I'm recording this video because instead of hitting pause, I hit stop and then I went, and then I deleted it. So here we are. As you can tell by the title of this video, I just want to talk a little bit about, it's a subject that comes, if you've been online for a very long time, it comes up time and time again. The hashtag say no to plastic witchcraft has been circulating again. Consumerism and paganism. Now, I'm not pagan, but I do practice an alternative. I'm a magical practitioner. I practice witchcraft, and I don't know. I rambled in my previous video, the one I accidentally deleted, so it's only fair I'm going to ramble in this one. I'm sorry. Let me try to put my thoughts together. Let me start with, what do you need to be a tarot reader? You need a tarot deck. Do you need a tarot deck? No, in the big scheme of things, in the big picture, you don't need a tarot deck. But if you want to be a tarot reader, if you want to learn to read tarot, if you want to study tarot, you at least need one tarot deck. And for the longest time, I brought my little friend along because I just washed its bag. I washed all my tarot bags on the weekend. It was it's quite the scene. For the longest time, my Morgan Greer, I just want to give a nice close-up of how worn it is. This guy, for 20 years, was the only deck I read with. This was after, and it's funny, when I got my Morgan Greer, I only had the yellow box Rider-Waite Smith, and I was a reader at a metaphysical shop in Montreal, and the reader beside me had the Morgan Greer, and I said, oh wow. So I got to look through it and I bought it. So, and I've had it ever, not hers, like I bought a new one off the shelf. I know that sounds so weird. Anyway, so this is it, right? For years and years and years and years, for 20 years, that's all I had was this. Yeah, I had my yellow box, and I had the Mythic Tarot, which may be on the chopping block. I will keep you posted if you're interested in an original Mythic Tarot. But anyway, I digress. What I'm trying to say is, no, to feel like you're a real tarot reader, you don't need to have a whole collection of tarot decks. But if you can afford it and it makes you happy, it's nobody's business. It's nobody's business, one, what you do with your money, and two, no, you're not less of a serious tarot reader because you own more than one deck, just like you're not less of a serious tarot reader because you only own one deck and anything in between. The next thing I wanted to talk about is, I did an earlier, one of my early videos was about subscription boxes. And I just touched on the fact that, you know what, I think they're great. You know what I mean? They're not in my budget, because I choose to spend my money on other things. But I also have been practicing for a long time. I know what I like, I know what I use, and that's all I keep in the house. And if I need something different, then I'll go and find it. But at this stage in the game, most of the magic that I practice doesn't require supplies. The only stuff that I literally, the only things I literally burn through is candles and incense. But it's none of my business if someone else signs up to every freaking witchy subscription box under the sun, especially because, to be brutally honest, I consume a lot of their content. So I'm really I'm really grateful that they record those unboxings because I enjoy them. I enjoy them. But I don't feel bad because I'm not signed up to a subscription box. If I had a disposable income, if I was single and, all the money I earned went just for me, I don't know. Maybe I would have signed up at least for a little while until I get bored, because that's who I am. I become bored because I did become bored years ago with makeup subscription box. That didn't last long. I think I signed up to a subscription box. I received one box. Yay, this is fun. The second box. Oh, okay. The third box. Oh, okay, no, I'm done. So, but what bothers me is if you are a person who needs to have the props, if you're who enjoys to be surrounded by witchy decor and witchy items, if you're one of those people who loves receiving a box, seriously, who doesn't love receiving a box of beautiful smelly things? But anyway, it doesn't make you less of a witch or less of a magical practitioner or whatever it is that you identify as, less of a pagan or whatever, if you look forward to your monthly subscription box. But by the same token, if it's not in your price range, or if it doesn't interest you, one, that's your choice, and two, that doesn't make the people who do less interested and, less witchy than thou. You know what I mean? And this is not meant to lecture. What I'm trying to say is I want people out there who can't afford a subscription box. The people out there who can't afford to go to Michael's and do a huge Halloween haul every year. Because let's face it, Michael's is outrageously overpriced. Hobby Lobby, I'm not sure about Hobby Lobby, but Michael's, come on, seriously. But anyway. You don't need, you read a spell in a spell book, and you don't need the things. What you need is the intention. And I don't know, maybe I should do a little, I don't know what it's, see, the problem is I don't know the language. Not that I don't know the English language. What I don't know is the language of, that's why I like watching Kellyanne Maddox. At this stage in the game, for me, going on more than 30 years, most of my magic occurs in a notebook, like in a diary. I write out what I want. I write out what I need to do to obtain it, and then I let it go. And it manifests. Do I love the smelly herbs and all this stuff? Hell yeah, of course I do. But I would never tell someone you need those things in order to be a real witch. Nor would I dream of telling someone, oh my God, your whole house looks like a metaphysical store. What is wrong with you? No, it's whatever makes you happy. Because there's, of all people, if you practice and all, and like, I know I'm going to sound ridiculous when I say this, because just because someone practices an alternative spirituality, or just because someone is magical or witchy or whatever, doesn't make them different than the rest of the human race, right? It's the human condition, right? We compare, we contrast, we judge. It's disgusting. It's like I said, it's human to do that. So all this rambling for almost 10 minutes to say, right now I want to speak to the people who do not have the disposable income. Everything you need to practice magic is here and here. Okay, maybe for the heart. That's really all you need. And you know what? It's here too. I don't know, because I've recorded this for a second time, I don't know if I showed you my wand. This is the only wand I've ever had, or ever owned. The only one I need. It's a fallen branch from a willow tree from Niagara Falls, Canada, that I picked up off the ground 20-something years ago. Stripped the bark off it, and this is it. Notice I haven't even bothered to put crystals on it or whatever. No, it does the job. It's just fine the way it is. You want to practice, you want to cast your first spell, you can get everything you need at the Dollar Tree. And watch. What I'm trying to say is that watch the people that have all the stuff for inspiration, and then search the people who DIY and Dollar Tree it and dollar store and all that stuff, and scavenge in nature, and then you'll be balanced. You won't feel like you're missing out, and you're not. And honestly, don't feel bad because someone has a whole bunch of stuff and you wish you had it. If ever you're watching someone and they have all this stuff and you're feeling bad about yourself, stop for a moment and imagine yourself with tons of cash. Or tell yourself, I can buy anything I want. Make a list of anything and everything you want. The first time you do this exercise, that list is going to be really long. Keep doing that exercise. Keep making a list, a wish list, on paper and with pen, in your handwriting, of all the things you want. One, you'll see that the more you practice it and review, and then you make your list, go back to it a week later, review it, cross off the things you've changed your mind about. One, you're going to notice that 95% of what you put on that wish list, you've changed your mind about within a couple of weeks. So, hey, aren't you glad you didn't spend money on it? And two, the things that your heart really wants that you put on that list will find themselves to you. You will, either someone will gift it to you, you'll find it, you walk into a thrift store and it's there. Trust me on this. That's real magic. So watch the people with all the stuff and celebrate their abundance. And I can hear some of you out there saying, oh, that's disgusting, or what is she talking about? She's crazy, this one. She's making, No. Celebrate their abundance. Because we are all connected. We are all one. And if you celebrate someone else's prosperity, and you celebrate someone else's success, and you celebrate someone else's abundance, it will come find you. This, I guarantee. And if you don't believe me, I urge you to accept this challenge. And then I also want to see your comment below this video when you see how magic really works. Watch the people with the stuff and just be happy for them, and be happy for yourself that you can watch it all for free, or for the cost of your cell phone, laptop, whatever it is you're watching it on. Watch the people, when you see the people with all the stuff, be inspired. And then look for the people who are doing DIY and Dollar Tree and dollar store, witchy hauls and all that stuff. And be inspired again. And you'll see that there is no lack. In a magical life, in a magical way of living, when you have a magical worldview, there is no lack. That's it for me.